Hello, welcome to my channel, or welcome back if you're already part of the Sprinkle Squad. I'm so happy to see you again, and today, well, this apartment honestly started out differently than the way it ended up, which I feel like I say that all of the time, but you know what? I feel like that's kind of the fun part of when you're actually building in The Sims 4, but originally, I wanted to make like a pink industrial apartment. And originally I was inspired by, I was watching James Turner's Tiny Town series a little while ago, and one of the Sims, their like things was a pink industrial, and I was like, oh, that sounds so cool. So like I wrote it down and I was like, you know what? I think that's what I'm gonna work on today. And here's what happened. I actually ended up finding this like pink and black like cheetah print carpet from Lovestruck, and I was like, I have to use this right now. Like that is a necessity. And so it kind of took a turn. I really like tried to stick with the industrial thing, but I don't really think I pulled it off at all. I ended up, especially when I went into the kitchen, it got a little more like cutesy, and honestly I just kind of rolled with it, and we pulled in a little bit of like a light blue and then a little bit of purple will actually end up in the bedroom as well. Now unfortunately I don't think I actually end up using that carpet at all. So like the whole thing, like I changed what I was doing based off of this carpet, but it just didn't match. By the time I got to the bedroom, it just, I don't know, it didn't feel right anymore, but it totally changed the way I actually ended up doing this apartment, and I think it turned out really cute. And of course, we're in here using the tallest wall height on the planet. Actually, I don't know, this could be medium wall height, but regardless, it is way too tall for anybody to live like this. This is crazy. Like, I don't know what you do with these walls. If you have a house that has like super tall walls, what do you do with them? Like seriously, tell me, because I feel like I struggle a lot when I work on especially the apartments or just builds where I actually use a taller wall height, because it just, I don't know, I feel like I have a hard time filling the space. And I don't know, maybe the answer is you don't fill this space, but I have a hard time not doing that. So maybe a more minimalistic build would make a little more sense with these like really tall wall heights, so that like you just don't feel like you actually have to fill it up with stuff. But I did end up using, I think this is the perfect patio set, I believe, for the counters. And I ended up pairing it with its matching bar, which I just thought looked really cool here. So we have this really cute bar area with all the bar stools as well. And of course, just pulling in a bunch of pink here. And you can see I'm still maybe a little industrial. And then I end up putting these like pink and white awnings over the window, which I thought were so cute. I was so excited. I don't know if I've ever used awnings inside, but they ended up looking adorable here. And I will say your sim should be able to cook here. You shouldn't have any issues. So fingers crossed, if you download this off the gallery, it shouldn't, you know, give you any problems, which on that note, it is up already on the Sims 4 gallery under my ID, spicensprinkles, all one word, all lowercase, and down in the description if you want to see it written out. And of course, if you download it, change it how you see fit in order to actually like fit with your gameplay. And I will say too, I know I think I said this like last week because I did an apartment last week, but if you're new to downloading stuff off the gallery, especially with apartments, then when you go to download it, it is labeled as a room, and I had to knock down a few of the walls so that you could actually see this as a like a room, and then you would just place the room on this lot when you get there. But I really wish, you know, I was even thinking about this the other day when I was uploading this, that when you upload a room, you can go in and say like, oh, it's a kitchen, it's a study, it's a living room, or whatever. Like, considering the only way to upload an apartment is to do it that way, why isn't like apartment one of the options, you know? Like, because I never know what to do. I think I just like leave it as kitchen because I don't know what else to put it as. But I just like, I feel like it would be really helpful if just one of the categories was apartment. So if you were to go and like look for rooms on the gallery, you could sort by apartment. And I do try, I think most of my builds that are apartments, I do put that in the title so that it's easier to search and everything. But you know, I don't know, I just wish that was something that they would update. I feel like it wouldn't be too hard to update. I don't know, I say that, but I actually just don't know. But it just feels like one of those things that wouldn't be too terrible to fix. And at this point, I haven't introduced like any more color, but I do end up pulling more color in here. And I imagine that maybe this sim, and I'm thinking, I envisioned originally just like one sim, but I mean, you could have two sims here. but I was figured maybe this sim was into like something with the city with like fashion or entertainment or something like that. So I end up actually in the study area. I end up putting in a microphone. I think I even put in a guitar so your sim could work on that. Oh, and I also put in an easel. So your sim has kind of a lot to do, or maybe they like to do art and they go, out into the city and sell the stuff they've made, which by the way, is just so lucrative. In case you didn't know, which I feel like most people do at this point, but art is a really good way to make a lot of money in The Sims. Like honestly, anytime I have an artist, I feel like I end up with so much money that I don't even know what to do with it. Like it really is just like so much. But I digressed. That was totally random, but let me know too if you have any ideas for like good ways to make money in The Sims. I feel like I fall into using the same ones all of the time. Like it's always art or something. And honestly, like it would be nice to try something different, but what works, works. And I have a hard time sometimes when I'm playing The Sims, like on my own, I end up like wanting just to get a bunch of money so that I can build them a nice house, which I guess is why I am more of a builder in The Sims, because that's something I really do enjoy. But I have been playing actually with some families recently, like on my own, and I actually have this family that I actually started with the Grim Reaper's rewards. I ended up making like a little account and like just so that this one sim could, get the rewards for me. But all of a sudden the next thing I know is the sim got married and now they have 4 kids. And oh my gosh, like if you like between infants, toddlers and everything, like it is a lot. It is a lot. Like I don't know. Like I feel like doing like the 100 baby challenge would be kind of fun because I do like a challenge, but I feel like after a while it would get a little bit old, you know what I mean? Like it would become pretty repetitive and not be as entertaining. But I don't know, let me know if you kind of have a differing opinion about that. And I will say I was doing something weird with the like black and white like wood here, and I put some shelves there and I added some light strips in there and changed it to like a pink color because I just thought that would be kind of cool. And I was trying to combine like that plant with that light there in the corner, and I didn't know what to do with this space here, but I ended up just kind of doing a diagonal wall and putting some bookcases on it. I will say that those bookcases do overlap just a little bit, so if that does bother you, you can of course delete those and replace it with something else, or just know if you notice some like flickering almost, it's just because those items are overlapping. Which also on that note, be sure to use bb.move objects if you were to download this, because you always use it if you're downloading any of my builds, because I always have it on so that you don't like lose items when you place it. And I really did honestly struggle a bit with this corner, but I did cut it out so you don't actually have to watch me like sit here and do that. I do also wish that these pillows, like, why don't they clip to the couches and the chairs? I don't know, maybe it's just a lot of work to try to get it to work with every single furniture item. I don't know since it wasn't how it was programmed originally, but I feel like it would be pretty cool if it actually did work that way. I do know like CC works that way, which is super awesome. And I will say that little plant that I just added on top of that bookcase, I noticed after I'd already uploaded it to the gallery that I didn't raise it up quite enough so you can see the bottom of it like through the bookcase. So apologies about that. I was like taking screenshots and I was like, well, it's already up on the gallery. This is the way it's going to be now. Like, again, I wish it kind of clipped to the top of the bookcase, but it didn't. I guess that plant was maybe too big or something. And I did procrastinate the bedroom. It is the last room I end up working on because it just, yeah, that carpet. I really wanted to use it, but then it quickly became like, I don't know if I could. So I just kind of waited, but I did put a laundry area here. And of course, if you don't have laundry or you don't like playing with laundry, which I honestly totally understand, you can of course take that out, and you could still leave this as kind of a laundry area, but just take out the actual washer and dryer so you don't have to deal with it. But I thought it'd be a really nice use of space here. Or of course you could change it and you could put like some workout equipment there or something like that if you'd rather. And then over here in the office, I do end up putting a cute desk here along with a computer. And like I said, I do end up putting the microphone, the guitar, and the easel in here so your Sims have something to do. And again, I really like trying to balance the pink, black, and then like that bluish color that I added in, like proved to be a little more difficult than I thought it'd be. Like, of course, these blues don't really match. And I feel like in The Sims, it's just like trying to get swatches to match when they're not from the same pack can be a little bit difficult. I do think I end up swapping that to be a black desk in the end. And I will say it took me like 4 different building sessions to finish this build, just because I really was a little bit indecisive about some of the things. Although, like, after I started the kitchen, I was like really excited about it. It just like trying to make everything make sense just kind of took me a little bit. But then of course adding some more pillows in here, and that is a cute little bench from, I believe that was Love Struck as well, which I thought was really nice. And I am currently working on, like, I do have a Love Struck like limited pack build in the work, so hopefully that will be out soon as I can get it done. Like I said in one of my other videos, I have like a lot of like videos in backlog, and between that and other build ideas, like eventually they'll all make their way onto the channel eventually. And I will say I struggled a little bit here with the bathroom. I originally wanted to have that bathtub in here, but I think it just didn't end up working. Like, I tried, and I really wanted to have like a double sink in there. I also was in love with having that window right there, so that caused a little bit a little bit of an issue. But I do end up almost like starting over in terms of like what I wanted to do. I tried like doing like walling off the shower, but then things just felt a little bit awkward, and just a little bit cramped maybe, and like just the angles didn't make a whole lot of sense, and that corner just felt like it was a little bit empty. I tried putting like a table over there to see if that would help, kind of to put some clutter and storage area, but it just didn't, I don't know, it just didn't feel right. So that's when I honestly decided like maybe I need to do something a little bit different. So I do end up kind of moving some things around here and there, and I think it turned out really cute. But I think starting over with the bathroom really was the answer, because I really did spend a whole lot of time on it just trying to figure out what I wanted. And again, it was just like, I'm trying to decide if I want to try to do a pink industrial. Maybe I will one day, but I guess this ended up being kind of what I thought I would do for the pink industrial. But I do have like a list of things that I want to do. Like, I didn't even realize there was like a shipwreck like lot in Sulani, which I feel like I definitely want to try to build soon. So who knows, maybe that'll be up on the channel eventually. Again, it's part of that long list of things. And I ended up actually separating these sinks out and then putting in some Dream Home Decorator cabinets in between for some really nice storage. And I kind of liked acting like maybe that other one like on the end is almost like a bench or something. So like while you're getting ready and stuff, there's somewhere for you to sit. Again, this apartment is so big, you could have easily had like 2 bedrooms in here. I just kind of left it large. I just thought it just made it, you know, a little bit extra to have that much space. And then just ending up doing like the bath shower combo here, I feel like made things just a little bit nicer and a little more open, so it wasn't quite as cramped in here. And then just adding a little bit of clutter over in the corner. I ended up putting in a stool and then adding in a little bit of clutter on top. And I will say your sim might sit on that seat and they'll just like sit on top of the magazine, so just be aware that they may clip into that. But I do like the look so much of that chair, just having that little like side stool. And honestly, it's just like, I think the reason I do is because we don't have a lot of small like end tables or little tables to use. So I end up using it instead because it's honestly smaller than some end tables, which I think is kind of funny. And here I tried to swap out for the cow print, and then like trying to figure out what I wanted to do. And then I thought maybe if the sim is into like fashion and everything, they would have like a lot of closet space. So I do end up adding that in there. And again, since we have such a tall wall height, I did struggle with the space above the closets. Like, I wish we had some like tall closets to go with the tall wall heights for like city living, because I feel like that's where they used it a lot here. And then just trying to figure out how I wanted to add in some accents here so that, you know, again, to take care of that tall wall height. But using these, I think that's Vintage Glamour, I think is those mirrors. And I thought that looked really cute. Again, just putting like a little bench area over there. And I do end up putting that little like, oh gosh, I forgot what it's called now. The little thing with like for the stylist, like they stand on and like change their outfits and stuff. I do put that in there because I thought that would be really cute. And I do put a vanity in here as well. And I end up putting a lot of clothes clutter in here too. And then just adding in some lights, the little fairy lights here, and then a neon light as well. And I also put those like party lights like inside of the pink like wooden things that I put on the wall, like just trying to again add just some accents here and there. And I think it turned out actually really nice once it started coming together. And I had thought about doing a multicolored like curtain situation, but don't worry, I opted not to do that because it was too much. It was just way too much. But I do end up putting these like hanging stars, and then I combine it with the high school years, like the drapery for the bed, like the canopy for the bed. So we put that over there. So I thought that would look really cute. And then just adding just clutter. I just wanted clutter everywhere. I end up putting some like floor clutter in here as well. I just figured, you know, they were getting dressed and they just kind of end up throwing their stuff kind of all over the place while they're getting ready. And I just thought it was super cute. And like I said, you could have 2 Sims in here. I was just kind of envisioning it being envisioning it being 1. Although there is a double bed and there's 2 sinks, like there's plenty of room to have 2 Sims here. But I don't know. I just thought it was cute. Like the Sim went to the city and everything. I did think about using that really like glittery tile kind of wall piece, which I actually haven't used yet, and I kind of want to figure out a way to use it, and I think it would turn out really cute this way. And this is where I said I ended up adding a little bit of purple in with the bed because I just felt like that bed matched the most out of all of the other ones. And then I think I ended up just putting some round mirrors above the closet doors, like I think it's Spa Day. I can't remember if it was Spa Day or Get Famous. One or the other is the large round mirror with the lights behind it. That's what I actually end up putting there. I thought about putting those lights there, but I don't know. I kind of left them there because I wasn't sure, but I do end up actually taking those out. But I do end up using the high school years, like I think those are like the thrift store, like things that you, like things, clothes. What am I trying to say? The clothes racks. There we go. That's the word I'm looking for. I swear I've been to a store and I have shopped before in my life. The clothes racks, just like adding more stuff in here. And I do end up putting I think it's the werewolves like chests over there as well, kind of like a dresser. Not that this Sim needs anymore, but I just thought it looked really cute over there. And then we do end up squeezing in the vanity over by the door for the bathroom as well. And I do know that I have a like clear glass door on the bathroom, and in real life that would be, well, it'd be not great, but since it's The Sims and it doesn't actually matter, and I was assuming this was a single Sim, then you know, it wouldn't be that big of a deal. But if it does bother you, you can either swap out that door, or you can actually hang a curtain over it and your Sim will walk right through it. So that would be a good way to kind of obscure that line of sight if, you know, you want it to be a little more realistic, because, you know, honestly, like I wouldn't want that in my home. I do want a solid door to all of my bathrooms, but you know, I'm sure there are homes that have either no bathroom or no bathroom, either have no door or like a see-through door. I'm sure those exist. But again, just kind of adding some more stuff in here, just making it feel a little more lived in. I try to combine those mirrors with that like sign, but then like they got lost, like you couldn't see it super well. So I do end up taking that out because it just didn't, I don't know, it just didn't look quite right. And then just adding in just more stuff, just like more clutter, more things on the ground. And I do end up putting, I think it was like 2 ottomans I end up putting at the end of the bed as well. And then bringing the black in on the wall, I think helped a lot kind of tie the room together. I felt like it just kind of was a little bit, you know, not really cohesive. So I think that helped a whole lot. And then just adding, again, some more clutter in there. I wanted to put something on top of those ottomans just to look a little more lived in. And then I do end up putting that floor clutter. I do put that on the left side of the room as well. And if you enjoyed this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe. I would really appreciate it. And I hope you have a really sweet day. Bye, everybody.